Because pigs are such social animals and herd animals, they do very well with a friend. Now, if you have one pig, if you're just learning about pigs and you're just getting one for the first time, I wouldn't suggest getting two, just because, it's better to learn about them and really get to know them and know what you're doing before you add another pig. I've heard people say when they add another pig, it's just total chaos. And I've also heard when they add another pig that it's wonderful, because pigs are those herd animals. They like friends. They need that sociability in their life. Okay, so now one of the things that you need to think about, so say you have a pig that's a year old and you decide, you know what, I just love this so much, I want to get another one. That's great. Your pig will probably be very happy eventually. In the beginning, it's going to be a little rough, because here's what's going to happen. Pigs are territorial. So pigs that are not fixed are even more territorial. So I would definitely suggest, before adding another pig, to make sure your pig is fixed first. Number one. So number two is, do not just throw them together. Your older pig is going to be upset. Like, dude, this is my house. This is my family. This is my food. This is my bed. This is my room. This is my everything. And so what happens is the older pig is going to be upset and be probably naughty and be mean to the new one. I've also seen where they're just afraid and just kind of run away from the new one, almost like they don't know what to do with themselves. But when you have an older pig and then you add a baby pig to the mix, most of the time, I've never seen anyone who got one of my pigs after they already had a pig. I've never seen it go terrible. I've seen it go where the older pig just kind of stares clear. And I've also seen where maybe the older pig bullies a little bit, maybe throws some fits. There is someone who follows me, or someone who got one of my piglets, that you should follow. It's Chop Top and Pam Beasley. Pam Beasley was one of my piglets from our office litter, but their family already had Chop Top, so he's older, and they added a piglet to the mix. And I think she said it took about 2 weeks. He was whiny and just kind of standoffish and jealous, but now they're super good friends. So follow them. And if you have questions, maybe if you're watching this, you guys can chime in too in the comments. I would appreciate that. Anybody who has a pig and then added another pig, any tips, helpful tips would be fantastic, because I have never done that in the house. I've done it outside in my building, but I've never done it in the house. So that's good. But I have helped people introduce a piglet to an older pig. Angela, if you remember from my office litter also, she went to a family that already had one of my pigs he was about a year old. I think it's Topanga's brother, actually. And Angela was so tiny, and he was a good size, maybe 45, 50 pounds or so. And he was just kind of standoffish. But they've been doing really well together. They've bonded. So it does take some time. The new pig is definitely going to be bossy and bully, and you have to watch for biting, for the older pig to steal the little pig's food. So definitely separate them when it's time to eat, or treats or anything like that. But don't just throw them together. Okay, let them introduce between something. Maybe if they're both on a leash, or if it's through a fence or a baby gate or some kind of a crate grill, so that they are not just thrown together. That poor little pig could get trampled on, could get bit, and you don't want that to happen. So introduce them that way. And then another thing you can do is every day switch their bedding so that they get the smell of each other, and they kind of get used to that. And then just letting them, again, get used to each other until there's no mohawk going up, there's no trying to like head swipe or any aggressive behavior, and then try putting them together. Now, if you already have a pig and you're already in the thick of this, I would say supervision is extremely important. You really need to watch, just in case. You don't want your baby to get hurt. And like I said, like being trampled on, or being bit is a possibility. So you really need to watch. Also, making sure that you as the people are top hog. Stepping in for that baby if you need to, absolutely is not wrong. You need to do that until that baby can, take care of itself and defend itself. Now, a lot of times what I'm seeing happen is once that older pig is dominant and the little pig, a little pig isn't gonna stand up to a big pig, so they kind of retreat, back off, then that bigger pig wins, so they're top hog, and a lot of times they're happy with that. I have heard of people, I'm in a ton of pig Facebook groups because I'm always trying to learn too. So that's another thing you could do. You could get on a group and search it, and you'll probably see tons of tips in there too. I have seen where some pigs will live in the same house together, but they don't want anything to do with each other. So I hate to see that happen. So I would say just proceed cautiously so nobody gets hurt. And the older pig can see that, this is a good thing. This is a good thing. This is a new family member that's going to be your buddy, your snuggle buddy that you can play with and run around with. So, but definitely step in if needed. So I hope this was helpful. If anyone has any more questions, please go ahead and just put them in the comments or send me a direct message. I don't mind at all. I try to answer all my messages. Sometimes I don't see them for a couple hours, but I will, as soon as I see it, I will try to get right back to you. All right, thanks guys.